Welcome to this life. And today we are talking about the most common question I get in my DMs. Nene, what do you do? And then we have the conversation. And I was wondering if I'm having that conversation on DMs, and if you know my DMs, like, hey, let's talk. I guess you'd be wondering as well, like, Nene, why do you do what you do? And I thought, okay, we shall share this today on this live, hey, and talk about what do I do? You know, what made me do what I do? Hi, I am Nene, and I am a self-love and confidence coach, and I work with introverted women in business to help them gain that confidence so that they can feel seen, heard, and understood. So, the whole what do I do? Let me take you back to how it all happened, right? So back in about 2009, Michael Jackson, you might not like, look, regardless. Michael Jackson was coming to town. He was coming to London, right? I am talking about what made me, like, my origin stories, because I get a lot of questions to the DM. So this is the spiel. Round about back in 2009, Michael Jackson was coming to town, and he was being interviewed on one of the local news programs, and they were like asking him questions about the concerts, the what's going to happen and all that. And during the interview, he said a word like, "This is it," and I tell you, everything else he said, I am clueless on what he said. All I heard was, "This is it," and in that moment, I just declared to myself, like, Nene, this is it. We can't do this anymore. Like, this is it. This is it. And you'll be wondering, what do you mean by this is it? Okay. This is it because fast forward back in when I was in my early teens, and I was in class, and the teacher, we just done a test the day before, and the teacher was handing out the paper. As he was approaching me, he was looking so worried and bewildered. He just came up to me, and then he asked me the question on the test paper. I knew the question, so kind of replied, and he looked even more confused and bewildered, like, what? And then he asked, like, so why didn't you write what you just said on the paper? In my head, I did. So I replied, I did, sir. He just cut me off and said, no, you didn't. What you wrote is goggle boo boo boo. And I tell you, in that moment, I could feel and hear my classmates roar in laughter. And I just wanted to disappear. I just wanted the ground to open up and swallow me, because I just didn't want to be there. So I just coasted through life. I was just hiding and just keeping just not knowing. And then, 8 years or so later, we then moved to the UK, and that's when I was officially diagnosed as an interpreter. I just thought, okay, this is it then. Not this is it then, or this is how life's gonna be for me. I'm just gonna go with life, right? And then I started getting interested in sign language, and I was like, oh God, it's such a visual language. I'm such a visual person, so this would be ideal for me. And went on to do the classes. I was going through the stages, and it got up to the point where we're now doing a proper interpreting certification. And as we were doing one of the practical sessions, the teacher came up to me and asked, so we just learned something, so we had to practice the hand shape and everything. And then, why are you not practicing? I have to see myself practice. So I just said to her I explained that to her. She didn't get it. So I just made it clear I'm dyslexic. She was shocked. Like, you are dyslexic? So what are you doing here? It never crossed my mind that it's a thing that you can't be an interpreter as well as being dyslexic, or, it was never a thing, right, for me? So that just took me to another new low of self-loathing, what now? I can't, this is like a second digger, blow of, let's go hiding. This is it. What we want to do, we can't do now. And there you go. And that's when brings us back to that full circle of that moment with Michael Jackson. Having to live life in hiding, being invisible, not knowing, not just like how you just go through life, and you do things, people don't even know you were there, or people don't even have an idea that certain things have happened. That's how I was really. I was this, it made me so shy, and my introversion went into another high gear. And I'll just make it clear that not all introverts are shy. It's just a tiny percent of introverts are shy. Unfortunately, I happen to be one of those shy introverts that just took it to a whole new level, of even to the extreme of antisocialness, if I put it that way. So full circle back to that Michael Jackson event. This is it. I had enough. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I just could not literally keep living like this. Not only was it affecting me mentally, like the self-loathing, the words I was saying to myself, it was just, I tell you, I wouldn't wish that on my enemy, what I was thinking and doing to myself, that I just like, you know what? No, this is it. This is it. So my question to you now is, what is your it? What is that thing that is holding you back? What is that thing that's holding you back from moving forward? What is that thing that is holding you back from taking that next step? What is that thing that's holding you back to reclaiming your power? What is that thing that's holding you back to exploding your business? Just take a moment and really journal on it, or like really think to it and put a stake in the ground like I did back then. What is your it? What is it for you? What is it? And then when you make that intention, go seek out people who have done that which you want. Get that, once you've had that intention that this is it, that's where the transformation happened. For me, I then went out, looking at who other interpreters have done this. At the same time, I realized that I needed to work on me. I needed to work on my mindset. I needed to work on my being for me to then be able to show up out there. And then that's where the personal development thing started for me as well. And I started working on the other side of things. So I am just talking about my origin story. I get a lot of questions in my DM saying like, Nene, what do you do? What you do? I have given a whole spiel. So just go back and catch up with the story once you have a minute. And I'm just at the point where that the question of this is it. You've put that stake in the ground of this is what I want. Now moving forward, what am I going to do? Then that's where my journey to the personal development happened. I started working on me. I started seeking out other coaches. I started learning. And I started improving. Transformation takes time, right? But that radical decision is the awareness. But that transformation, and when I got it, I'm like, you know what? This is so cool. I would love to share this with other people. I was once like this and now I'm here. I went on to go and do my own certification. I went on to the quantum success. QSCA. Oh my goodness, I'm butchering them now, but it's QSCA. I'll put out the code in the comments and captions. I went on to become a law of attraction coach, basically, with a QSCA. And from then on, I became a neuroencoding specialist, where we use the modalities to just help you go further, using what the where you are with being good to where you're better to even the real you wanting to be. I've also done the NLP practitioner certification, all that. And with all that is where I am now. So it has been a journey. It has been such a fun ride to get to this point of knowing that I've been through it. So for me, I do not teach theory. I only guide and coach and on what I have been through. If I've not done it, if I haven't, I wouldn't be talking about it and I wouldn't be sharing it. So this is what I have gone through. So now, fast forward to today, I have gone through, we've had businesses. And because of me holding back, because of me not putting myself out there, it has affected my business. It has affected how I wanted to do things. I wouldn't ask for help. I wouldn't, go and reach out to the person and say, let's do this, or whatever it is. It's so affected how things happen until I'm like, okay, now. We've been playing small. It's time to up level, and it's time to really get in gear on what I want. And again, that's what happened. So this is the spiel of how why I do what I do, and the whole premise of me wanting to then empower and share and just tell people, like, look, this is it, like this is it for me, and what is it for you? Like, how what's your radical shift for you to start getting that transformation? Because everything we want is within us. Everything that we desire, we just need to know. We just need to put a stake in and put a grind. I won't call it grind now. It's not the right word. You put in that effort, that willingness to follow through on your desire, the willingness to know who you are, so that you can push forward in your desires. You can't do those things. Yes, it might seem hard. You might feel like you're not capable, or people are, whatever it is. It's working on you to know how to focus on you. That's the key thing. I think for me was more worried about attention. I just didn't want people to, I was also a people pleaser. I just didn't want all that happening. But when I started owning my own power and being able to, like, know that not everybody's going to be okay with me being okay with me, did that weight start relieving? Did that sense of, like, this is me. We only have one life to live. I can't keep living like this on other people's schedule. I need to start doing it on mine. I need to start doing what I want to do. So yeah, that's the spiel. That is how I started, and that's the reason I am still doing, and I'm so passionate of just cheering other people on, of really impacting them, to help them see the beauty in themselves, to help them see the genius that is within them, to bring it out, because all we need is within us, and we just have to make it blossom out to our becoming. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful, and I just want to end by reminding you that your voice, hear that again, your voice matters, and it's your time to own it.